Hello and welcome to Free Cheese episode 309. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Marc Augustiniak.
Hey there.
Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. We made it to another one.
Look at that.
Boom. Look at that. Y'all having a good Comic-Con?
Kind of forgot it was Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Until like yesterday.
But because everything kind of popped off. But, yeah. I don't know. Good week? Bad week? What up?
Well,
Fine.
Yeah. Good birthday over there, Marco?
yeah. It's pretty good. Went tubing up in Harper's Ferry. Whitewater. Though that name is a little, I guess I wouldn't say misleading. It's just not as rapidy as you would think.
You wanted more intensity.
Yeah, but I think we had just enough. There was about like 8 of us out there. No, 7 of us. And one of my friends actually fell out of their tube during one of those little rapid parts, and he was having trouble getting onto his tube. That was also deflating. And like, you can't fight that. It's hard to fight that current. So
Yeah.
I was by him, but the current was kind of taking me away. So I was able to get his glasses last minute because don't want to lose that.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally found my way to shore and like scaled back up the rocks to get back to him, and we were fine after that. Funny thing about that, when I got to shore, there was like just butterflies just hanging out on the rocks. They're like huge,
Yeah.
like the size of my hand, and like wingspan. They're just black and yellow, but when I walked by them, it was just, I felt majestic because they all just like kind of just like slow floated around me for a second.
It's pretty. Someone should take a picture.
Yeah.
You didn't touch him, did you? Because you fuck one of them up, Ashton Kutcher will die. You gotta be careful with that shit.
No, but I've had dragonflies land on my leg. They're just chilling.
Yeah.
So.
I had a big old dragonfly near me the other day when I was burning shit. Sup?
Should have touched it in the ear to see what happened to Ashton Kutcher.
That's well, you know what happened.
He wouldn't stop screaming even today.
Started in the fetus.
You should do the smart thing and put a car at the end of it and at the top of the rapids. That way you don't have to walk all the way back up.
Yeah, I mean they have a
There's
bus.
a bus.
They have a bus that takes you, and then they pretty much just drive you like a mile up or something like that, and then you start going down the river, and then you end up like right down the street from the place.
It's that kind of thing.
I wonder.
I'm thinking it was just
it's like weird military trucks that take you back up with like 2 wooden like carriages behind
cool.
it.
Nice enough.
It kind of makes you feel like you're getting taken to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you have to swim a long time before? Like they let you in the water up top. Did you have to like swim what felt like a mile to start the?
No,
we
just
Never mind. We went to different locations.
went in right
then.
away.
There was a place I went to long ago, and the white water or like the rapid part of it was fine, but they dropped you off in this little spot, and it felt like you had to swim a half a mile to like start
Going down.
Yeah. And then there was just moments of like just swimming to the next rapid. It was not fun.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, like I was kind of just like kind of moving along like with my arms while like, in the
Yeah.
tube, just kind of going wherever. But no, I mean it was just good.
I'm surprised your
start.
friend got his tube because I've seen that happen.
Yeah,
The tube.
I,
You fall out, tube just keeps going.
Keep going.
I was just so concerned with everybody, just like want to make sure that nobody was like separated or like everyone was okay. Like some people kind of fell out on some parts, scraped their legs a little bit. I think I kind of fell out on one part. It was like the tiniest waterfall I've ever been down, but like it must have been maybe like a 4-foot drop. And but the way I landed, like the tube like landed over me, so I was in the hole, so it worked out. But yeah, it's just a lot of rocks,
It's fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I haven't done that shit since I was in high school.
I've never done it. That was my first time.
I used to go to the just the river in the woods, basically.
I mean, yeah,
Back in the woods.
Back
Yeah.
in It was not just me though. It was like you could just go there now. I went there. No, wait, I went there a few years ago with a bunch of people from work. We went like a middle of July.
Huh.
Went down. I was late getting there. They were all tubing down, so they just kind of plopped, and then I walked the trail, and then met them at like there's a spot you hang out, and most of the kids there are just fucking dirtbag kids or whatever, hanging out, doing what you do in the woods.
Smoking cigarettes, drinking.
I
found like some weird some like log that might have been like the length of my forearm. I just kept with me. I was using it as like a paddle to get to some places.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So and I lost it eventually. But
Damn. Did you go logging?
No, to go login. I want to say Back in the Woods. That's their subtitle to your sequel of your life. I don't know what the first movie is necessarily about, but the second one definitely it's going to be something 2 :
and we know
Back in the
who's
Woods.
going to play him in the movie.
Who's playing him?
Careful. I don't want to know. I don't.
Good old FM.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm fine with that. Fine with Frankie Muniz taking my
What do you think I was
place.
going to say?
I don't know, man. Fucking goddamn. I already
Bazinga?
forget. Yeah. What the hell's his stupid name?
Sheldon Cooper.
It's
I
not-
know. What is his name?
I don't remember. That's the shit Tyler and I used to fucking antagonize each other with.
Jeff Parsons or something like that.
Oh,
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons. That's it.
because I don't know if
Bazinga.
you know this, but Tyler Block looks exactly like Seth Green. And then one day he sent me a picture of fucking Jim Parsons and was like, he's like, I never thought about it, but before you had a beard, and I was like, get fucked.
I don't see it.
We have the person
No,
from Young Sheldon
just
play
being-
him in the first movie, and then
Oh.
Jim Parsons as a grown-up Joe Dix. He wears the Green Lantern shirt. Like, come on, man. Fits right in with you.
I can't.
It's like, beard and beard, you look alike. Green Lantern shirt, Green Lantern shirt.
It's not.
Do you have a Green Lantern shirt?
I do have a Green Lantern shirt.
He has a Flash shirt too, I think.
I do. I was wearing it this morning. Yeah.
Back of the Woods.
Yeah, fun time.
And the Green Lantern and Flash shirt that I have are, they're the big ass logos like that too. Where it's, yeah.
Like the one you would find like in a Target or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably where I bought it. Yeah.
I mean, can't
And-
be like a $10 tee.
No, you're wandering through. You're there to get your beans, and you look over and like, oh shit, more than beans.
Beans.
I don't know, man. You gotta buy beans sometimes, I guess.
The fuck out of beans?
Actually, I don't buy the beans for myself. Most of the beans, Katie makes a lunch. What has beans in it? Great Northern beans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bushes, beans.
It depends.
Oh,
You know?
Got
I
it.
don't think Bush's provides a Great Northern bean. Now that I think about it, I usually
I'm
gotta
not
go
a
with an
bean
alternative.
person, so I don't know.
Only time I buy a bean is when I'm making a good chili. What?
Nothing.
Did you find beans?
No, just no.
All right.
No beans.
People also ask, what does Sheldon Cooper suffer from? Right there on Google.
I mean,
I'm not asking it. The people are asking.
You have to watch the show and find out, because I'm sure he'll tell you.
I think the bigger question is what doesn't he suffer from?
Bazinga,
Yeah, that's the one. Well, did y'all suffer through any video games this week?
Oh, this might be a light one.
I'm going to take my segment and say that I've played Dota Underlords and Dota 2. I would like to talk about Dota Underlords a little bit this time. They put out a mid-season patch Thursday, I think, and they have completely changed the meta of that game. The meta also makes the games go much faster than they have been. Damage is being dealt out at a little bit more of a rapid pace.
Define faster.
Like actual game length, instead of it being typically between 30 to 40 minutes, I feel like I'm getting top 3 finishes in like 20 to 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, so damage is done, if you play the game, damage is done by characters and their stars, what's remaining left on the board if you lose. And then you also get dealt damage based on the round. Now, typically, that damage by round is done by an equation. So let's say we're in round 11 and you lost. It used to be that it was round 11 divided by 10, and then it would round down. So you would get 1 extra damage because it was round 11. If it was round 8 divided by 10 is less than 1, so you would get 0 damage based on the round. And as you get into the 20s and the 30s, you get hit with 2 or 3. Well, Valve decided with this patch to round up now. So before round 1, you're getting hit with 1 more extra damage. In the teens up into 20, you're now getting hit with 2 damage, 3 damage, and it scales up, which it doesn't sound like much, but
It'll
the difference
tick away
between
faster than
and that has had an impact in the speed of games and also the speed of which spending. Typically, in an auto chess game like Underlords or the Dota one, you want to get to 50 gold and kind of live there to get your max interest per round. By the time you get to 50 now, though, if you're trying to do the losing streak strategy, you might not have enough health to sustain 50, so you're spending a little bit more early game, which is kind of changing the way you want to use your economy, and it's a little bizarre. It's kind of completely changed the game in a weird way, and I can't grasp it. I keep getting bottom 3 to mid finishes. I can't get in the top 3 right now. And before rank, it was never an issue. Like, I'm been at around this rank, and I've been getting skill paired with like higher ranks and lower ranks still. But yeah, I feel like the meta is impacting my play more than anything right now.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's good. It's a nice change from, always wanting to get to 50 somehow. Then once you get to 50 gold, you decide to spend or re-roll, or kind of like, if you have like units that are still 1-star at that point, you think you want to try to upgrade, or if like you have heroes on the bench that you need to get out there for buffs, you want to try to level. There's a little bit of a mind game to it, but now you just want to try to get, I think, the 2-star heroes as soon as possible, maybe even 3 if you can, luck goes your way. And you just kind of want to start winning early, because there is no way to regain health. That is kind of like a staple to this type of genre. And yeah, it's weird. It's changed it up a little bit, and I can't figure out the meta right now.
I might try it again. The length of time and the fact that I wasn't good at it are two things that were bad about that game to me. The fact that they've shortened it in a way, and the fact
I expect like a 20-minute game every time.
No, but
I feel like the average game has dropped at least 5 minutes.
It seems like the race to get a 2-star, that's what I was always doing anyway. That was my kind of strategy. So if they've incentivized that in any way, that might be good for me.
Yeah, I mean, real early game, you still, like, your classes or your alliances, you still kind of want to get to that to get those necessary buffs, but I feel like if I have 1 star of a decent alliance versus like a 2-star and kind of a random set of heroes around the 2-star, I feel like I'm losing.
Yeah.
And losing means you're not getting the winning streak. You're going on a losing streak. And losing streak right now is probably not the way to go with the new damage skew.
Huh. Because you just die faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't make it. The late game is almost virtually non-existent right now.
That's cool. It's neat that it's different.
Yeah, so that's out there. And right as we finished recording last week, they decided to drop what they call the Proto Pass. It's a season, it's like a battle pass kind of thing, but because the game's still in beta, they're pretty much giving this one out for free. Okay. So it gives you incentives to keep playing. You gain experience for each game, no matter how you finish. I keep getting some kind of points. There's different things you can try to achieve to earn more like points towards your pass. Like I feel like I keep getting get X amount of 3-star characters, and you can do this over the course of multiple games. You don't have to do it all at one time. So like right now I'm working on get 4 3-star characters, and I'm like 3 or 4 right now. Or is like have your characters evade so many attacks, and what it means by that is probably like try to build a elves class and see how that goes for you. I've seen ones where it's like summon X amount of allies, like Venomancers, like little snakes you can summon, or Lycans wolves or stuff like that. I've been seeing that. So like it's kind of encourage you to play some classes as well, which Dota's Battle Pass kind of makes you, with the jungle thing, encourage you to play different heroes and stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's been cool. You get cosmetics. There's another field, and it's cool. The way to do the fields, like if say like I had it, but you didn't have it, Joe or Mark. If I was to toggle to your screen, Joe, I would see the original board. However, if you toggle to my screen, you would see the new board.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like a set cosmetic.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's different visuals for winning the round. So like right now I have like a laser light show more than like the fireworks.
That's cool.
There's like this other random stuff.
You got hats
like
yet?
No, nothing on the characters yet. It's more like your environment around the board.
That's cool though to change it up, because that definitely gets stale after a while. Look at the same thing.
Yeah. Then Dota 2, plugging away at that jungle. Yeah.
That was the week.
They got fun in games.
Pretty much. I've been kind of playing Dr. Mario still passively, mostly on the toilet.
What do you think of that Dr. Mario?
It's fine. It's probably better than most of the Nintendo stuff for me personally.
What number puzzle are you on?
I think I'm in the 50s now.
Oh God.
I
hit 20, got through that major the big opening tutorial piece, and then maybe
they
did,
met
3 levels after.
As I kind of expected. As you get into the later levels, they kind of mess with those mechanics of like you being able to drag the piece like through things into empty spaces. Yeah. It makes me think a little bit. Yeah, I'm on 54.
Man, do you know how many there are?
No. I mean, Candy Crush every few weeks puts out
they
like
could
20 more levels or whatever. So I'm sure that will be a thing continuing on.
That's wild.
I kind of got into I'm seeing more of the 4th color of virus. So I'm assuming like the colors will
4 colors.
There's green. There's green.
What?
Yeah. It was like they low key showed it in like screenshots and whatnot, but they never really like focused on it with like the advertising.
What is this blasphemy?
Yeah. So
that's
going on.
Do you find that the energy piece, because that's the part for me where I was like, yes. I mean, I never hit that wall because I wasn't playing enough to hit it. Are you hitting that, or do you feel? Because you get 1 back if you complete a level.
I'm mostly playing on the toilet. So I'm not sitting there for 3 hours just constantly playing.
Speak for yourself.
If I really am on a roll, I might catch myself sitting there for 30 minutes. But that's
Jesus on a roll.
Just like
in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
But no, I've not really hit the max besides when we went to the arcade. I think I died all the way there.
But generally, are you do you find you're getting through the levels on the first pass? Because there's no time limit, right?
Most of them. No time limit on the regular puzzles. There are these certain challenge ones that they're on a timer, but you have unlimited capsules, so you can kind of just like.
Oh.
But you have to be the timer's real tight, so you kind of have to be strategic and fast at the same time.
Yeah, you can't just blast it all.
Yeah, most of the time it's the first one. I am not going back to try to 3-star everything, but I have not completed a level where I don't at least get 2 stars. So, like that. Yeah. I'm mostly 3. It's probably half and half. I'm 3-star and 2-star.
What do you get for 3 stars? Is there
just fucking bragging rights?
Okay.
Gold, 3 gold stars over the levels that have 2 silver.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's
fine. I did buy a new hard drive for my PC.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I have now 500 gigs instead of 120 SSD.
So is your...
I've moved Dota 2 to the SSD.
Well, yeah,
boot times.
You should.
Boom. Feel real good about it.
What am I trying to say here? Is your PC fixed? Have you run into any of the weirdness that you had before?
Usually time will tell with that kind of stuff. But right now, just it boots so much faster. I ran all the updates through Windows, and usually there's something in the midst of one of the restarts for one of the apps, whether it's the graphics cards or the Windows itself. There's always some kind of weird like shutdown or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not experienced any of that yet. I'm doing whatever I can to kind of keep an eye. I know wattage is not a issue for me. It's not the power supply. I've been keeping an eye on the temperatures a little bit more. Temperatures have never been the issue. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Hopefully it was just a bad drive.
Yes, I really think, because SSDs, they do that thing where like they shift around and I think just like a boot file will get in the bad sector, and once, because there was always something weird each time, right? It was the OneDrive thing for me that one time, and then it slowly crept through all my other applications. Sometimes the thing just wouldn't boot. Sometimes the drive was unrecognizable out of nowhere. It got to the point sometimes where when I booted it, it went right into the repaired disk, and sometimes it would go through, but then eventually it wouldn't. I've reinstalled Windows on this hard drive like 6 times, probably in the last 4 months or so. It's a lot of fun.
That's frustrating.
But because I feel so confident, I kind of hit fast forward just a little bit on my timeline, and I have purchased myself an RTX 2060 Super.
You did.
Just now. That's what I was doing before the podcast.
Oh, shit.
And
Ooh.
yeah, that's going to be coming to me on ground in the next 3 to 7 days. And the reason why I pulled the trigger is because it comes with Wolfenstein, Youngblood, and
shit.
Control.
Oh.
So kind of right there, I got some of my money back.
Yeah, you're saving that.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Shit. That ain't bad.
So yeah, I'm very excited to see what that looks like.
2060, huh?
Super, the new, like the brand new one
yeah.
they just came out with.
So you're gonna get Quake 2?
Yeah, first game. I'm gonna really test.
That's the only thing that made me want to get one of those cards was the fact that you could do all that fucking cool ray tracing lighting and that.
Hopefully Dota 2 ray traces at some point.
Probably not though, you know.
But yeah, I pulled the trigger on it.
Damn.
I said, why not? Right?
Yeah. So 3 to 7 days. So just hang out by Matt's house if you want to snatch that before he gets home from work.
Hoping that thing comes to UPS because that's where my mom works and she can just
grab it.
Yeah. Well, she's usually home all day.
Yeah.
That's because she works nights, so that's fine.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what that does. Hopefully, that will give me to play some other things, but maybe not. Who knows?
What's the? I mean, you're gonna get like you play Crisis. Like what's your benchmark for this?
I think I want to make my PC my go-to.
Yeah.
At this point, and I feel like if I put in the amount of money that is a PlayStation into this, it's gonna make me want to do it. So. Yeah. I was already leaning towards getting Wolfenstein, and I was kind of piquing my interest in Control, even though I felt Quantum Break was a little bit weird on PC. It was a little... Remember I said like the game would run at 60, but then when I hit the cutscene, it would go to 30. It would look weird. But I'm hoping Control fixes that issue. And
we'll grab this pumpkin pie out of the oven real quick.
Oh, pumpkin pie in the middle of summer when it's like 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Great.
It's always fall.
But yeah, I want to be living on my PC a little bit more.
Yeah, I miss those days. Like, I still have like all my old hard drives, but I don't know how to like actually hook them up to other computers to like get stuff off of them yet. Like, I just never tried that before.
It's easy. It's intimidating to open a computer, but the more and more I've been doing it recently, like I feel like earlier today, I wanted to see what kind of power supply I had to make sure when I upgraded my graphics card, I wasn't gonna like fuck the power up.
Oh well, yeah, of course.
But no, the thing's overkill. I actually looked up the actual power supply, and it was like, oh, you can host multiple graphics cards if you want to do the dual drive thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I can do dual drives, I think I'm good to put in a 2060.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So, I was saying, like, I was so comfortable like opening the computer, like I just opened it while I was running. I didn't shut it off or anything like that.
Damn.
So I was just
brave.
Peeked it open, looked at what it said like right on the top right there in real big letters, popped it right back on, and made sure nothing was interfering with the fan that was on that door.
Man, yeah, like PC was like my go-to back like 2012. Like circa around then.
Yo, you think he shows up to the podcast now with some fucking trademark when he had Steam at his oh boy.
And now like Itch.io exists.
Oh yeah, that would.
Oh yeah.
You got to build another PC.
Maybe I'll experiment 2060 Super first game MILF. Never played it,
Who bought us that?
Ben.
Yeah, got it.
Also, you can play a successor to PT called QT.
That's all right. That's all right.
No, it's not. It's not scary. Cutie. It's a play on Cutie.
Oh,
it's like a charming version of PT.
Charming until I start playing it as a fucking massacre of scares.
It's probably cute, but then you're having flashbacks. You know what I mean? That's
like it's triggering the PTSD.
Yeah, that's the sequel.
You're like, oh, and you're a bunch of butterflies on a rock, and you turn around. It's like, wait, no, it's raining blood.
So yeah, hopefully I have that before next episode. I can talk about that a little bit more. Make my.
I want to know how Quake 2 runs. Let me know.
That's free, right?
That RTX thing. I don't know.
If you have to own Quake 2, and then you get the free upgrade, or is it like a mod? I
don't know. I know originally it was like a mod, and then
if it's less than $10,
NVIDIA got behind it and like did a whole thing. And it's. I mean, honestly, you could probably just watch videos of it. It just looks cool that you see that game doing different things 20 years later.
Why not? That's what happens when you put out. Well, I mean, I know like the developers doing it, but that's what happens when you put source code out.
Yeah, it's true. Mark, did you get any source code this week?
No. It's been kind of dead for me this past week. I think like the most I've done would be like clock into Animal Crossing here and there.
The old pocket camp.
Yeah, it's starting to see the end of the tunnel.
Oh, I'm already that tunnel's closed. I'm moving on to greener pasture.
Yeah, like
Dr. Mario.
That one.
I tried.
It was
Dr.
a short
Mario.
tunnel.
Yeah, I couldn't stick with that as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
I
was excited for Dr. Mario, but it just doesn't.
I mean, I was just never.
I think it's
into it.
I never liked Dr. Mario.
No, it's playable. Like that's.
I think it's got that dumb polish. Like I desperately want a new art style for Mario. It just looks so generic.
Good luck with that.
Just, you know what I mean? Like everything since like the new Super Mario Brothers, that whole like 3D model of Mario bores the hell out of me.
It's probably just easy to produce.
He looked cooler in like Brawl when he had like some real ass denim. He doesn't have that real ass denim anymore.
Got that Sakurai touch.
Yeah.
I mean, Odyssey is the closest you're gonna get to a different-esque style.
Yeah. Odyssey was good. But
what do you want? Like, do you want Mario to start shooting up like heroin or whatever?
No,
like, what do you want?
I don't know. I just something about that like
I think just visually just wants like just a different. I don't know, make them cell shaded. I don't know. Just do.
I don't know if I need cell. I don't know what I want.
I'm just giving examples.
Yeah.
I mean,
Claymation.
Do you want
You
like
can't
a
do
Paper
much-
Mario?
no. Claymation.
Claymation.
Like in honor of the Nintendo Power cover.
I'd be okay with that.
Just go down that route.
There's not much you could do, like, to keep him as a 3D model or whatever. It's just something about that. Like, Link, you can kind of change with the art style of those games. It makes sense. With, I don't know, a couple of the characters, like, it kind of makes sense. But
Do
Mario...
you want like a real ass life Mario that we got in that movie? Like, do you want that to be the visual representation of Mario in the
I could be
next
all right with that.
Mario game?
I'd be all right with that. If they could get Bob Hoskins' license.
And Bowser's or
Or
furry?
likeness, sorry.
I mean, you have the Mario and Luigi games and Paper Mario, but I think, as far as mainline Mario, they're probably not going to take a risk with.
No, not at all.
With
He's too
visuals.
iconic.
Yeah,
You can't fuck with that.
flagship.
Yeah.
But it's funny with Animal Crossing, like the way I'm kind of viewing it right now, because I just don't care. Like I'm just going through whatever. Like it's gotten to a point where I feel like I'm the dictator of this island or like pocket area. I don't know. Is it an island? I feel like I'm on an island.
Well, you're bouncing to different islands, right? So I don't know if it's...
Well, I feel like
It's
I
a
own.
Well,
camp, guys.
I think I think it is one big island because you're driving that. Like when you go to walk off screen somewhere, it'll be like, "Do you want to take your camper to it?" I think you're
Because
driving.
if you look at the map, you're surrounded by
Yeah.
water.
But what if your camper drank Red Bull?
Well, then you would just be living the dream.
Then your
You can
camper,
fly.
your
That's
camper
what-
becomes a
that-
plane.
Dump some Red Bull in that
Yeah.
fuel tank.
Pour it right in.
Well, I feel like one of those like drug lords, you know, where it's just like I own every piece of this land. I drive by and check on everybody to make sure everything's going properly. Are my fruits growing? Are there fish here still? And
Is my cocaine growing? Wait, what?
yeah, and like, hey, is DiCaprio coming with his douchey friends to try to get my weed? I don't know.
I don't know.
Just watch
Put
the
that
beach
couch
and
over
find
there.
out.
Move that shit.
Yeah, but it's got to a point where I don't like talking to the new animals
Oh,
because I mean I will just to greet them,
yeah.
But-
and get that first heart.
but instantly, right? They're like, "Oh, can I help you with anything?" And I just no, just want to say hello. And then right after that, right in front of them, I
Yep.
summon Pete.
Yep.
Pete is my messenger.
Yep.
He is my. You don't talk to me. You talk to Pete.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to talk to me.
Because it's easier to
You
send
motherfucker,
fruits that
listen.
way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand there and go through this whole fucking dialogue, tap my screen to hear you tell me about
Yeah.
coconuts when I could just have Pete deliver my shit for me.
So I see it as like Pete with like just like a shackle around his neck, and he's
Mhm.
just like, "Boss man, I heard you wanted some fish. Boss man has some fish for you." He was like, "Here," like he does everything.
He looks out of the corner of his eye and sees you with a gun.
Yeah, I'm just standing there
Forcing him.
just in my camper with the door open,
Just
sitting there with a cigar.
give him that shell.
Yeah.
Fucker.
So that's what it is now. I just go through everything. Just Pete is my does all the grinding for me.
I ran out of essence, so I can't do shit.
I don't really do anything. I just collect things. That's
Well,
all
like
I do.
all,
I'm just
what
a
I was
hoarder.
doing was I kept hitting the wall with like the level with the villagers or
Mhm.
what are they called? Villagers? Is that the right?
The animals?
Killagers.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
animals. Yeah.
Yeah, they're villagers.
So it would be like, hey, if you want this one to get higher than level 10, you need to craft a sporty tent level 3, which looks like Guy Fieri. Or
I
the
did
cool
add
tent
that.
looks. Right. So like I would go through and I'd like craft a little like
Fire
flame
tent.
tent.
Yeah,
I'd
the
craft a cute
motorcycle.
tent, all that shit. but I ran out of essence to keep upgrading those things. So then I'm like, then the only way to grind for essence is to go to that fucking thing, and you can only do. It's just.
Oh yeah, I don't do the map. I did the map thing once.
Oh, it's the
Blather's
worst.
like
That's the worst.
Mario Party
What
bullshit.
a shitty. Not even Mario Party bullshit.
I know, but it's
just waste of fucking fake money. That is the worst mechanic.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you can use different currencies every time.
It's
depending on
trash.
the map.
Basically, like there's limited resources you have in the game, right? Then they give you this map system where it's a treasure map. It's like fucking Candyland, and you roll the dice to see how far you go, but each throw of the dice costs you something. So if depending on which map you're trying to complete, it could cost you bells, which are the in-game currency like that you get for most tasks. And it's not like, 50 bells when you have like 20,000. It's like 10,000 for one roll. The just math on it's awful.
Leaf tickets.
You can spend leaf tickets, which is the premium currency that you earn pretty sparingly in the
game. That's
game.
like the cocaine of the of
or
that world.
You can spend your real money on leaf tickets. Or my favorite one is friend powder.
Oh, sorry, that's the cocaine.
Yeah, you can roll by spending friend powder, which I don't even know how you fucking earn, because I've tried to earn more.
I keep getting random friend requests from people. I just add them.
Yeah, me too.
So maybe it's through that.
I think you get friend powder by doing things for you.
Like, you have to lend a hand or something.
Yeah, I think that gives you friend powder.
Need to bury his body. Can you help me?
Can you help
sure.
me dig a shovel?
Here you go.
It's like taking a step back into that world on mobile was like starting to scratch an itch, but then just opened up a whole gaping wound where I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait till that Switch game comes
the whole
out.
Blather thing just felt kind of rushed and forced in there, because it's not even like another piece of like 3D land that was developed. It's just a 2D drawing little bullshit, and like
it sucks.
It's just not good.
It sucks.
It was definitely ham-fisted in there. Yeah, like Pokemon Go over here and there. Like that's pretty much it. Like
it's summer, man. I get it.
I want to play more games, but the lack of internet is really fucking me over.
That'll do it.
Like one of my friends just gave me like a new TV, and it's ridiculously huge compared to my monitor. Like this little thing here was probably about my monitor size, maybe a little bigger.
Yeah.
And then I guess like a TV like yours over there is probably what I got.
I hit that middle school growth spurt.
Yeah. So like I hooked up my Switch to it and like tried out some games just to mess with the settings, make sure everything looked good and whatnot. And,
but
like did a little Breath of the Wild, but not enough to really talk about. Like Smash looked great.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried my Xbox One yet.
Did y'all jump into that Splatfest this weekend?
Nope. Because I tried hotspotting my Switch, and I was like, oh yeah, let me do an update for the NES online thing. I was like, they're probably going to add the 2 games I didn't add yet or whatever, and the rewind feature. And it was like, oh, this is going to take like an hour and 5 minutes. So I'm like, no.
Bye.
No thanks.
I didn't check that, but I wanted to see if that also added the ability to turn off the fucking menu from while you're playing a game.
Oh, you mean the bottom part?
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm sure it just got worse with now the rewind.
It's still there. I saw someone on Twitter complaining about it.
It sucks. That's the worst part about that.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
It's a fine.
But yeah, something like that shouldn't take an hour. Nothing should take an hour, I feel, to update.
No, those 2 games are fucking...
Unless you're like changing the entirety of the of the game itself or something.
I did a little bit of Splatfest. They did they did the thing in Splatfest I've been wanting them to do forever, which...
Keep the shirt?
Oh, no, probably not. Splatfest is still running right now. It runs till like tomorrow, I think.
Oh.
Or today when you're listening to this. Or I might be wrong. It might be like super late tonight, but technically tomorrow for us or some
I
shit.
thought I saw the winner already.
No, it's still going.
I feel like they should be a week long instead of just a weekend.
But I get that like little like bump it does for whatever, but
yeah.
No, the thing that I love about Splatfest is you get the best music during Splatfest, and the best song, which now I forget the name of, always cuts off right when it hits that good chorus part at the 60 seconds left mark. This time around, no matter what the song is, at the 60-second left mark, I'm not calling you Mark, I'm saying Mark.
No, I get it.
God, I know, but I'm looking you in the eyes as I say it, so it feels like I'm like telling you like Mark.
I'm all ears.
But the final 60 seconds, it goes to a remixed version of that song. It pops up on the screen and it says like the true voice of something is now echoing through the air. I forget what it says now. I don't remember.
Whoa.
And then it plays the like a remixed version of that song, and it's just, oh man, it's good. It's real good.
I wonder if music plays a bigger part than we think. In
I
the
mean,
lore.
music's kind of, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how Pearl and Marina met, was at a concert. There's a lot. They were at a Squid Sisters concert.
Yeah, are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
What were the team names?
Chaos and Order.
I think the Splatfest is over as we speak.
Word?
I mean, they're usually a weekend thing.
We
right?
have a winner.
Hold on. I thought it usually...
The Splatoon 2 Reddit is filled with threads saying
Oh.
congratulations
Yeah,
to
it's over.
team whoever.
No, it's over.
With
Team
the
Chaos
3-0.
won.
3-0. Even the popular vote.
Oh, it was until 5 a.m. today. Never mind.
Oh, all right.
Well, 8 a.m. our time.
Hmm.
Usually it's over by last night. Maybe I just thought the extended thing ran it until tomorrow.
It's the chaos.
Oh, the
one.
Tetris thing ran until Monday last week. That's why I was getting it fucked up.
I guess they have a Splatoon theme
Yeah.
you can get.
All right, so I knew Chaos was gonna win.
Hmm.
Every match that I did, I was on order. Every match, I was losing. Like I think I got a better, like, good streak by the end of me playing, but not all the way. I knew, and you know what? I think they might have given a damage buff to Team Chaos. Conspiracy theory. I think they had a narrative they want to write for Splatoon 3, and they wanted to get this outcome.
Yeah, because you can't have the same side winning twice in a row, I guess.
Yeah.
Gotta switch it up.
There was not a damage buff.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
God, that's like the second. That's worse than saying lag was the issue why you lost.
Dude, you can follow my...
I lost. I need an excuse. Lag. Yeah, lagged. I lagged. Fucking.
Huh.
Fucking hell. It would have been some asshole would have figured it out and put it on this Reddit. And I don't see anything.
I don't really think that it was... No. But I was playing and I was like, oh, yo, Order is not going to win this one. I'm curious to see what Splatoon 3 is now, you know? Like, what does chaos actually mean in the future of that story?
It means that they're going to cause chaos in a Nintendo Switch Online, and you might be able to play with your friends next game.
Don't get too ahead of yourself.
Just, Order didn't work last time around, so maybe chaos will.
And it's funny because, like, those groups that they're a part of,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if that'd play anything either, but I could see something like maybe if they do a divide of some kind, like one would go underground.
I could sort of, but also the other piece of that is like so much of this game was about throwing away what we already knew about that kind of divide. Like the squids and the octopi are now kind of in harmony in a way.
If you saw the art for the teams, the main agent that you played as in the first game was on Order's side, and then the new agent that you play as was on Chaos.
Interesting.
So they're both, I guess, canonically in there.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know what they'll do. It's a weird, curious. It's fun though, man. I like Splatoon a bunch. It's still, I can't get into it the way that I was into it at one point, but I don't know.
Question for Pokemon.
I know about Pokemon.
Pokemon Go. So they had an update now where battles are a little more interesting. When you do your special move, like your charge moves, it's like a little mini game where you have to, depending on the element or like the type of the move, you have to like swipe on the screen to like hit all the right dots.
Oh, no shit.
So you can just basically just scribble your finger and you'll hit everything.
Yeah, but
so there's your life hack.
Yeah.
But it's it makes it a little more interesting.
It's better than just.
But they added Team Go Rocket.
Yeah, have you run into them yet?
No, I was going to ask, have you found a way to? Because I guess they hang out. I don't know if they all hang out at Pokestops, but I think once you
you probably got to go to the right Pokestop. You know what I'm saying?
Because
probably all in the woods.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have to find those specific stops in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I heard from somebody who he has a YouTube channel just dedicated to Pokemon Go stuff. That's just like all he does. He was saying that once you defeat them, you can catch a Pokemon that either they had captured or stolen or something like that.
That makes sense canonically.
Because I thought you would just get good items after beating them, but
you get a cool Pokemon.
Yeah, but I guess they're like poachers. So
I saw that Niantic used a crime map to see where the biggest hotspots were for crime in the United States. You have to actually go to dangerous areas to find Team Rocket.
Oh, okay.
They built that into the API for the game.
So is that why they removed a whole bunch of stops from
Exactly.
from the avenue.
Exactly.
Just-
They took spots out and they put more spots in heavily crimed areas.
Oh.
So you go there. Just think about where the worst neighborhood is. Drive there. Team Rocket.
Where's
I'll be
PETA located?
Ohio.
Okay.
Akron, Ohio.
That's where everything
Yeah.
is.
Everything bad is in Ohio.
And Grapevine, Texas, headquarters of GameStop.
There you go. There you go.
Damn, grapevine.
Heard it there. Speaking of multiplayer games on the internet, I played some PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and that game is not bad when you play with a squad of people you know.
Got it.
That is what.
That's kind of the rule for most games.
But that's
I feel. Any
Battle
bad
Royales,
game.
at
it's
least,
any of that. Like I find myself like so turned off playing by myself, and then the second that, what was it? We were we were at my mom's last week for hers and my birthday, and having dinner and stuff, and my brother was talking about how he hadn't played anything in a while, and I was like, well, you should get Game Pass because you can download all this shit and we can play whatever. And because he had like let gold lapse and everything, he's like, I just haven't touched my Xbox in a while. And my nephew was talking about how he just got Game Pass and he's trying all this new stuff and whatever. And so that night we played PUBG, and then like a couple nights this week we played PUBG, and it's so much fun. Like doing that, like not.
Oh yeah.
It's still not fun, but like just
No.
running around with them and seeing what we do, like that is the fun of it. Where when you and I played for Forza, or I didn't even play, I just watched you play that one day, and I was like, nah, this sucks.
I mean, that's kind of the mentality with like Sea of Thieves or
Yeah,
like even if I was playing Minecraft back then or something. It's just having that chemistry with people.
but that made me since we all had Game Pass now, I went. We were talking when I was home with them about Dead by Daylight, so I made sure they all downloaded that. I'm gonna try that soon because I never played that one.
Oh, I will have to jump in with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have it
that's-
installed?
I do.
Probably not, but let's change that right now.
Boom, get that grease going, boy.
I need to go here.
Outside of that, my week was spent with DC Universe Online, the
Mhm.
massively multiplayer online RPG from 2011.
You sound like me with Phantasy Star. That's exactly what that.
Yo, I like games that are old too.
Yeah, I've been trying to like break through that that wall of something persistent like that, and like Destiny was the first thing that kind of let me feel the idea of an MMO. You know, but you know how Destiny goes.
Because it has MMO elements, but it's not quite
Yeah,
an MMO.
yeah. Well,
But now it
Yeah.
is an MMO.
but also like now that I've gotten to the point I'm in DCU, I totally feel I'm like, oh my god, yeah, this Destiny has been an MMO this whole time.
yeah.
But I wanted to get into Final Fantasy 14, and I went back into it a few weeks back on my PS4, and something about it didn't feel right. And honestly, now
I
that
don't like that world.
I think that's mainly what it is.
I'm sorry. I just saw friends who play this game, and I saw fucking Frankie Muniz head.
That's what we do.
Whew,
Hey.
I wasn't expecting it.
What's up?
It's good. It's good.
I fan myself off a little bit over here.
No, I don't love the world of Eorzea, but I'm like so intrigued by the Shadowbringers content stuff that's out now. Like it's getting such good reviews, but the grind to get there, or you could pay to just jump ahead or whatever. But
You know what? Maybe I'm being a little unfair because I can only judge by what I've played,
yeah,
which is early stuff.
and what we played sucked.
And then I hate that's kind of like the stigma. Well, not stigma. It just kind of is.
Yeah.
With those games, where it's like the beginning parts are just never that exciting. They're
No.
saving all the good stuff for later, but it's like all of it. Like your first level should always be good.
When you think about an MMO,
know?
though, like the big thing of an MMO development wise is like, yo, we're trying to make this thing work. So they get it out and
Yeah.
it works, and it's got a story. But then they're like, great, it works. Now, what was the stuff we couldn't do? And I see where they would.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
Where you
true.
can
I
iterate
get
that in time.
I think Guild Wars 2 might have been the first time where I liked pretty much every area.
Yeah.
Even from the
I've heard
start.
good things about that too.
Like I was into it for a good while. I think it still holds up today. Even though I haven't played it in forever. But yeah, it's just I see your I guess your view when it comes to like high fantasy,
Yeah.
because that to me it just it's like
I still want to get into 14 though.
it's so beautiful and complex, but at the same time, because of that, it feels bland.
Yeah.
Because everything just
goes over
meshes
the other
together.
edge, yeah.
Like the color of everything is just kind of muted.
It does lose a lot of that identity.
I
think so. I think also like in a game like that where you have
Very
so many
pale.
people just like running by you,
Yeah.
you kind of there's so much, you kind of
I have to like turn everything off, like all the names of everything.
yeah.
I see text more than people.
You see that stuff and you start to like that stuff makes it so that you can only focus on the world. Like you kind of push the idea of people away and you just see the world, and the world in the times when you're seeing all those people is not as interesting. But having gone through DCU on PC though, I think maybe I should try Final Fantasy 14 on PC.
That's probably the way
Because
to
I
go.
feel way better mouse and keyboard with that. Because I played DCU years ago on PS3 and then PS4, but I never got a character all the way up to 30. Or maybe I did, but I don't remember getting a character.
There's probably better
to 30.
visual settings too.
I mean, it probably
Yeah, it
map
looks
all
about
your
the same.
abilities to hotkeys and stuff, right?
Yeah, which honestly, like the controller support for that was always good, and same with Final Fantasy 14. Like
I was
they
actually
do a
doing,
good bound of it.
I was doing mouse and keyboard for PS4 when I was playing Final Fantasy,
Yeah,
and then I think I tried the DualShock afterwards. And I was
Yeah.
like, they're both fine.
Yeah.
Like, it does its job.
So, but DCU, it is definitely a decade old. Like the character models are such, and you can see all of that, but there's still something charming about it. All this time, so the last week I got up to level 30, which is like the game's cap, and then after that you do combat rating, which is light level
raid.
or right.
Which is,
I haven't done a raid yet, but you know that's the thing. Like you're chasing the combat rating, getting that bumped up higher and higher.
raids always intimidate me.
You just have to have the
You got to have the right party.
right party, the right amount of
Yeah.
the right amount of people, and the raid must not fucking suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never liked the one person, who always tries to control everything and take that charge, and it's like, oh, you're not doing it my way, so
I hate the do it my way thing sucks, but at least
You gotta have a leader. Someone has to either know what they're doing, or someone has to be willing to just kind of put their head out there and be like, all right, I think we should do this.
I think the best way to experience that stuff though is together. Like having a shepherd sucks because they've done it, and depending on they're gonna be a good one or a bad one, right? But I think the best of those is like when you're discovering it together. That's why stuff like playing PUBG multiplayer is so interesting, because you're all together and you're always finding something new, because it's inherently always new because you never know what's around the corner. Where, that stuff can go awry pretty quickly. But, so I got through the core campaign. I did a tech-based character so DCU, you choose your character class by choosing hero or villain, and you choose one of the 3 mentors from each side. So it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Catwoman, Lex Luthor, or Circe on the other side. And it's Circe's like a Wonder Woman villain.
That's also a Game of Thrones character.
Jesus Christ. It was a comic villain way before.
Are you sure? When were the books written?
Comic books of 1940, goddammit.
Just throwing it out there.
But it's tech, magic, and meta. So you either have superpowers, you have magic, or you have technology. Mm-hmm. So my first one, I did a Batman character. Batman was my mentor, and then did a tech-based character. But you also choose your weapons separate from your background.
Are there nunchucks?
I have not seen nunchucks, but they have. I bet there are. I haven't seen them.
His face.
But there's a lot of variety in your weapon choices.
Okay.
So I would assume yes, but I honestly don't know. Mine were hand blasters, but then you can make them look different. Like you earn different styles and things throughout the game. There's a lot I really, really like about the game from a playability standpoint, and that kind of ease of access and things like that. For example,
It seems very approachable.
you think about Destiny or Diablo or WoW, which I've never played much of WoW, but any of that stuff where cosmetics are something you kind of want to pay attention to. A lot of it, in order to retain your gear and make yourself look the way you want to look, you got to go through a couple extra steps to make sure that you're folding the right thing into the right other thing.
I always have to go to a wiki, because how else am I going to know about this shit?
So what's great about this is you have a style tab that's independent of your inventory, and you can choose to lock or unlock different facets of it. Everything from your hair down to your face to your what you're wearing on your back and your chest and your legs and your feet. You can lock everything down, and then you can just willingly or at will, as soon as you get a stronger piece of gear, just equip it, and it doesn't change the way you look. It just changes your stats. It's so clean. It's the easiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games now you can like transmodify stuff to where Diablo, where you look how you want, but that's the stats.
But with Diablo, like you've got to go to a specific person, talk to them in town, have them do it. And
you actually have to do the training and pay for that.
This is like on the fly. Like if I'm in the middle of combat and I get something cool, I can move to a fucking corner of the room, hit fucking I, and then go to the style tab. Like I can just jump right to it and change it if I want to.
That's cool.
Which is nice. I played through the whole campaign with the weapons I have, and what's cool is you get stat points for either feats in the game or leveling up that 1 through 30 level. And as you get those stat points, you can assign it to a lot of different things. You can put it into your current weapon like type, so you can make it stronger or get different combo attacks for that weapon, or you can assign it to your movement powers, which give you different things. So since I was using flight as my base, I would unlock like a whirlwind attack that I could map to a hotkey or whatever. You also get to unlock iconic powers. So you get like Batman's batarangs, you get Superman's heat vision, you get whatever, those different things you can map as powerful attacks. And the thing, you're playing mostly through Gotham and Metropolis, but you're going into different buildings to do these kind of, not raids, but like mini dungeons that are set in the world of Gotham and Metropolis and DCU as a whole, which is cool because if you're familiar with that world already, you're kind of seeing things and it's doing all the MMO tropes, but it's fine for me because in something like Final Fantasy, I was like, I don't give a fuck about this person. But now I'm like, oh, it's fucking Nightwing or it's Cyborg.
Do they try to follow similar beats from the comics? So
the main story of levels 1 through 30, it's just kind of like a Brainiac invasion story that's pretty generic in a way. I mean, at least coming from a reading comics background, like it's standard, like Brainiac invaded again. But there's a lot of like little story beats along the way where you're like, oh, I get it, that was a reference to this book or whatever.
Okay.
The expansions, however, seem to go a little bit deeper into stuff that's more tied into not necessarily like straight up doing a reference, although this week at Comic-Con they announced a medal there's a book called DC Metal that Scott Snyder did. So they're doing a medal this fall in DCU. So sometimes they will pull in straight from that, but other times, like right now, the big one is there's like a Aquaman thing going on for the summer event. It's like the new DLC. And you have to stop Atlanteans from invading Earth, which is like that idea has been done before, but I don't know that it's necessarily calling back to like this one particular story arc or just kind of making their own narrative.
Okay.
So I hit a point where I was kind of like, oh, okay. Because when you're in it, you're like, oh, I could play this forever. There's so much content. Like, there's 26 episodes of content, plus all this other shit. There's so much that you can do. And I hit a wall after I hit level 30 and whatever. I was like, I'm kind of like, I could feel it fizzling out. And then I had bought a couple days into it. I bought the like 1 month, or I like signed up for their monthly subscription, which gives you can either buy the game piecemeal and like piece together the DLC, or you can just pay the like subscription fee for $15 a month, and it gives you access to all of that and then other things. So like as I'm playing,
how much is like a thing piecemeal?
It depends. You can do it real dumb, and it's like $10 for a thing or something, or you can buy like I think there's like an ultimate edition. It's like $90 that gives you everything. But if you do the $15 a month, you get all of it, and you get these other things like every day, or I think every time you log in and you do like one thing in the game, you get what's called a Promethean box. And as a paid member or whatever, I think they call you legendary tier, you can open that. If you aren't that tier, you just have to throw that box away or whatever, because they expire in 30 days. Like you can't do anything with it. So I'm getting like random gear and style or whatever along the way. But that also, giving that $14.99 a month gets you access to different powers. So I switched powers. There's a thing you have to buy. It's like $10. If you're a legendary member, you get 10% off, and they give you 500 credits, which is $5 a month to spend on premium currency stuff. So I had to spend an extra $5, but after getting to level 30, I started a new character. I was like, I'm going to do a Green Lantern based character. And like, you can't do like Green Lantern as a mentor, but you can do Lantern powers as your power base.
Interesting.
I was like, I'm going to do that. And I went in. It gives you the option, since I now have a character who's already level 30, I can skip the tutorial for free, or I can skip to level 30 for money, or I can skip past level 30 to combat rating, whatever. Like, you can do that for even more money, which I almost did. And I was like, I'm not spending money on top of this. So I was like, is there a way I can just change my character's powers to Green Lantern? And you can. So I spent $5 and did that. And now I've got this whole new set of powers. So the game feels brand new again, which I don't know if that's the right answer or not. Like, I don't know what am I chasing at this point? I'm still trying to figure that out. But I know there's at least, like, I did the Green Lantern expansion, which was the first one. Or I did a piece of it. I don't know how much there is. Like, there's still a lot of, like, progression things that always fucks me up in MMOs. Like, you have just have that endless list of side quests.
And you're also coming as 8 years after it launched.
Yeah. So I don't know which order to go in, what things. I don't know if I should jump into the Justice League Dark content from last month. Like, I don't know where I should start, but I'm just kind of like going in, fighting shit, right-clicking a lot. Like, most of it is just right-clicking when you're in combat.
Do they keep right-clicking repeatedly, or just like lock onto a character and just keeps
There's
shooting?
combos you do. So you can do like left, right, depending on whether or not you're holding or tapping, does different things. Generally speaking, with my loadout, I just kind of like spam left click a bunch, and then I'll do like a double tap and then a hold, which does like this kind of like forced like ray of power, and it just kind of drains until you have to reset it again. But it's good. And then I'm just kind of constantly hotkeying different cool attacks. Now that I've got Green Lantern, I'm like making constructs, like making a giant pair of hands and then clapping somebody, which is pretty fun.
Very Psychonauts.
Yeah, you got all that weird stuff. It's fun. I don't know. I was thinking about it a whole bunch for a while, years ago, like getting into it, and I just never broke through. And now I finally got further than I was before. So we'll see. I don't know. It's the only thing I've wanted to do though. Like, very intrigued. And then the Switch version got announced, which I forgot about until I was like getting into it this week. And then like you go to their little loading page, or I was like looking in to see like if any news had happened or whatever. And it was like the last post of news was from May when they announced it for Switch. I was like, oh, I forgot they were doing that. And then this weekend they announced it's like August 6th or something for Switch, which I don't know.
Isn't this SIE is not publishing this game anymore, right? It's Warner Brothers
I
now?
think so, yeah. Because that's the thing. I was going to get into this on Xbox, but like I was going to try and like carry the character across, but it's PC, PS4 servers are the same. Xbox has its own servers, and I think Switch has its own servers. Your membership doesn't cross across any of them. So I was like, I kind of had to pick one and stick to it. Like back to that Friends thing, like if a bunch of people I knew got into it on Switch, I would maybe switch, but
not.
I don't see that happening.
At least not at this table, I don't think.
No.
I mean, I'd probably try it out. Just
I think
to mess with it, but
the cool thing about it is like you totally do not have to pay money. I paid money because I was having a good time, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to feel limited. Like, not that I felt limited, but I was like, my goal was to get to a point where I could play as a Green Lantern, so I paid the $15 knowing that I would have that. You can legit do everything I just did in the last week for free, and way past what I'm doing now. You can do for free. Like, you don't have to spend any money at all.
Nunchucks are not in the game, by the way.
That sucks.
Yeah.
People
have been wanting it though. There's forums about it.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's cool though, man. I don't know. I like it. The one I did before, I was like I ran. I didn't have flight. I didn't do flight the first time. So now having flight was a new change. I never did super speed, or not that I can remember, but you can do super speed. So it's a fun game.
Yeah. I mean, I would try out the character creator at least just to See
It's cool.
how interesting it is.
It's cool. You can do stuff, but after a while, it all kind of looks. I don't know. I definitely like. I've been in the police station where like a lot of missions you do, like the hubs are in police stations. I don't know why. Just go to Gotham City PD. I guess because the bat signal's on the roof. That kind of makes sense. But you'll be in there where like other people are running around, and there's a lot of times you just see people's dumb names and dumb costumes and like whatever, and then there's a few where you're like, oh shit, how'd they get that? You know what I mean? That's the whole point of those things. Is like making someone run by you and go, oh shit, how'd he get that?
Yeah.
There was one night where the chat was going off in the bottom left side, and it was a dude just like telling everyone, because you can like shout to everybody nearby you. Dude was just going off about the whole like background of his character, like telling us his origin story and stuff.
Did he link his DeviantArt?
No, it didn't. No, that I think that would have been better if he had. Like he was just telling everybody like about his origin story, about how he got his powers, and it was like, oh, okay, cool, dude. Like you have fun with that, and like. He'd run up to people and do a little emotes, and then like, there was another one who was just running. Like I think this dude just gets the game to run, and he was saying that like he's like, hey, I'm trapped in this body forever, only allowed to run. And it was like, no, you're not. Just you don't have to do that.
There are two things I always see in MMOs. It's always my favorite is a group of people just dancing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's just and it's all like synchronized. And the other is just like the highest elite players just standing there for like 20 hours not doing shit.
Yep. They just leave it signed in while they're eating food.
That's all I see.
I tried a dance emote and it was just arms crossed standing still, so I don't know if that was a bug or what that was.
You were doing the bouncer.
That could have been it. Anyway, yeah. It's rough around the edges for not edge. I don't know. Like there's some jank to it, right? It's an MMO. Like you kind of feel it, but
it's aged.
It still is fun. I fucking spent 30 hours this week playing.
I mean, I guess people agree it's coming to Switch after all.
Yeah. So we'll see. I say we take a little break, see if that pie's cooled down a little bit, and then we'll come back with some news for the week. Be right back. Welcome back to the second half of the show. Before we get to news, we're going to touch down with a little bit of Game of the Year so far. That's right. We are, at this point, we're almost through July, so we're 7 months done. But, more than half the year is behind us. Less than half a year, we'll be talking about, we'll be giving an award to the best Game of the Year.
God.
I know. We'll be back to that.
I feel like we just got through this.
Yeah, it does not feel like it was 7 months ago.
I feel like I'm still in, like, my weird hiatus of like I can still fuck off and play whatever.
Nah,
I don't
dude.
need to get in Game of the Year yet. But
Nope.
God damn it, I'm still be playing Dota and I gotta get through 8 games.
You're gonna be like, how did I not get through Anthem? But before we do that, we figured we'd set the little tone here and just kind of check in with the year so far. So I guess just kind of what are your front runners right now? What are the things that are standing out, and then what are the things that you haven't gotten to yet, but you wish you could? Mark, you want to start?
Sure. The year started off pretty strong with Resident Evil 2. I know I haven't touched it in a while, but I don't think that's a knock against the game. I just been I have beaten both sides of it, but I haven't. I wanted to go back and play with the newer like skins of like the PS1 like low poly models and whatnot. For a remake, there's some things that I probably would have done a little differently, but overall, I still think it's really well done.
That's the one this year that I'm like, I gotta go back to that.
Like it's, there's nothing about it that leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Like
I love the way it handles. I love the way it looks. I mean, it is kind of short, but that adds to the replay value, you know? So,
I mean, you say it's short, but it's short for one campaign. There's technically 4 campaigns in that game.
Yeah, but it's not like
I know
too much different, you know? it's
But
basically
if you're
like
a completionist,
it's basically like Zelda Second Quest
Sure.
with that stuff, and I like that. That's good.
Well, at least the Claire and Leon stuff, I would say, is different enough. Maybe like the A and B side of things.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's true. And then like the extra game modes they added to, where you can play as the other characters with their what if scenarios.
Tofu's coming as
What
well
up?
at some point, right?
I think it's already out.
Okay.
Yeah. I think all their content is already out, and it was all free pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's one I've had the most time with and the most experience with. So that one is a strong hitter for me. I guess like a runner up would be Super Mario Maker 2. Like yeah, like I bought the game. I've only played some of the story, but online with watching people that I follow like on YouTube and Twitch and whatnot, like I love what that game can do. I love that atmosphere so much. It just stands out to me, and it's never a dull moment.
Yeah.
Just of like what you can do with it.
Yeah, I think
I just wish I had more time with it. Like I actually want to like sit down and just make a level.
Mario, Super Mario Maker will end up being in my top 10. I don't know if it's like a front runner for me yet.
Right.
It's good, but I also see so many of the missed opportunities coming from Wii U to this. Like,
yeah,
and I don't like doing that because I don't like looking at what's bad, but it's kind of hard to, I don't know. I'm not feeling the like thrill of it the way that I was with the first one, which sucks because I really, really liked the first one. And I was so excited at the prospect of this being on a platform that had health.
I feel we might see more content related to it later in the year, maybe. Probably not too much, but
I feel like that's the one game where I will say probably the Wii U version actually might be a little bit better. I just like the control scheme on Wii U. Like you actually using the Fisher-Price toy as the drawing pad
and looking up at the screen,
and then being able to play it right. Yeah,
I think the big thing though is
well, when you get this, the Switch Lite.
Yeah,
you can wirelessly connect that ad hoc to this game.
Put it in the dock, you pussies.
No, but are we still good? I just heard a beep.
I think
probably bleeped out my P word.
Right, that's probably it. No, but like, I think Mario Maker came out at the wrong time for me. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, like I'm not like.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood to.
Yeah, it's definitely a mood thing for sure.
Yeah. I need to. That is a game for me where I need to have something else going on where I can lay and play or make a level. I just don't have the time to commit to make a level.
It's like they've done so many things they've done so many step forwards with it, and then but like some of the I guess steps back that I don't have the actual personal experience with, but other people have. So I have that sentiment for them. Like I share that. Is like. It's classic Nintendo, right? Like we want them to do all these things, but but it's always at the cost of the one or two things that you like.
I think you can see the reasons why, but it's still you're like, fuck,
like man,
yeah.
So it's hard to ignore, but so and then for a game that I haven't tried yet that I want to make time for is Judgment.
Yeah, that one's been on my radar.
Forgot about that.
I never played a Yakuza game, and it's one of those games that I respect from a distance. Like, I love that world because I've seen so much about it. I love what it can do. I love what it is. It's basically like a modern River City Ransom to me.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I just love how wacky and serious it can be. It's a brawler, so like it's up my alley, but you can do so much more with it if you want. So it has like that little like Shenmue touch to it, I guess.
It always reminded me
in some
of
shape
Shenmue.
or form.
Yeah.
But I just love the wackiness, and like Judgment seems like it's a good spot to jump in without having to worry about playing the other games and to understand it. It just shares that world. So, yeah, that's really what I want to make time for.
Rad. Matt, how about you? Where you landed on 2019 so far?
I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to say kind of 2 titles for each.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, 2 guy.
Tetris 99.
You took mine.
Is this absurd idea.
It was definitely, I thought
of
about
a video game, but it works so well in the weirdest way.
Yep.
And I have not spent probably as much time with it as I should have at this point.
I feel the same. But
that is the game that's probably the one reason to have a Nintendo online subscription at the moment. I know they've been doing all the palette swap stuff, and I haven't been getting into those things. I've been missing out on them, but just at the core, like the gameplay mechanics, it's one of those things like at a late level, you can kind of understand them, but as you get better, you get more advanced with your strategies, and yeah, it's
like with Tetris Effect already kind of changing what Tetris could be, and then this changing what Tetris is also. Like it's just.
You see, I think that Effect did the thing for the single player.
Yeah.
And now this is doing it for the multiplayer.
Yeah, 1000%.
Or for $10, it also does it for the single player.
Yeah, I'll
stick
to my PlayStation 4 and soon to be PC. Oh God, could you imagine what that game looks like? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
ray tracing in Tetris.
And then of course, Rage 2 is not my game of the year at all.
Okay.
No, I think the other one is going to be Sekiro. I want to finish.
Yeah.
Finish that game. I did not finish it. I kind of fell off it after I hit like a what the fuck moment. But I will definitely get back to that before the end of the year. I thought that was just the proper next step for From. They sped up their gameplay a little bit.
Yeah.
Like kind of Bloodborne took that step from Dark Souls, and then kind of like the next kind of evolution of speed was Sekiro. They didn't do like the whole soul system or blood echo system. They did something else with the revive. And they did a narrative, which is
they haven't done it in a while. I feel
like
a straight one.
Yeah, it's more like lore and world building. I feel like in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but this one, like, there's an actual narrative with characters that I kind of like know their names of, and like I understand the kind of basic plot line going through the game. So I think that was a nice step forward for From, and I enjoyed the new gameplay mechanics a lot in that game. And then as far as stuff to kind of get to and finish, I need to finish Resident Evil 2. I don't want to. I have to, though. I do really like that game, of what I played of it. And then I ran into a couple liquors, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then I ran into Mr. X once, and I think I permanently turned off my PlayStation 4 until Rage came out. Yeah. I need to finish it, at least one of the campaigns, just to say I beat something with that. And then 2 is not out quite yet, but knowing how much I loved the last game, it makes me need to play this. Youngblood, Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what they do with some new characters and like a little bit of a different setting besides just like
I'm excited.
That Wolfenstein vibe. Like, not what if the Nazis won?
That game's got a lot of promise, so we'll see.
Yeah, and it's like that whole attitude that these girls seem to have, like, just what the fuck, like, whatever.
I mean, it capsulizes that franchise, you know.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that. It might not be my game of the year, but it's definitely probably my most anticipated, probably maybe for the rest of the year right now. I can't think of like another game I'm excited about like November or October.
I can think of 2.
We'll come back to that in a sec. I would say for me so far, in the last 6 months, Tetris 99 is definitely up there for me. I'd also throw a shout out to Mortal Kombat 11. I love that story and what it did, and a lot of the changes that NetherRealm did. It's easy to look back and think like, I haven't been playing that, therefore maybe I didn't like it. You kind of forget why you really liked it, but that game did a lot to change general approachability to fighting games and the way that it defined the systems and the mechanics and how to do different things. Streamlined it so much that I feel that game makes fighting games accessible in a time where they're more. I don't know if fighting games are more popular than they ever have been, but they're definitely on the rise, or there's something, and it's hard to break in sometimes. And this, I think, gives a good, easy entry point.
I think it has the best ongoing story too.
Best ongoing story for sure.
Like, it's always continuous. You know what I mean?
It keeps going.
Like, Street Fighter keeps doing prequels.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care about this villain shit.
No.
Like, they're afraid to go forward for some reason. And like, Tekken is like, it's cool, but it doesn't stand out enough. Like, Mortal Kombat hits like that nice like cinematic line where it's like, it's appealing enough to like, you're interested, you care. It's crazy, but not enough. Crazy with a K.
Yeah.
But not enough to like. You're not left in the dark about it. You're just like, okay, you understand everything.
I need
as
to
you're
play the
watching
story mode still. That's another thing I'll
it's
see through.
It's a good story, but I don't know. That game just feels good to play, and I love that, like, knowing your way through Injustice, you can jump into this and still feel good, right? Like, even though it's 2 different franchises, they're still iterating on their fighting style, each time, which you kind of can bring that same DNA.
Kind of like
forward.
SNK games.
Yeah. And then Bloodstained is another one. I'll call out Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I still have to finish that too. Kind of fell off completely, but I'm like, it's just so good. Like once it gets going, I recently watched the beginning of that game again, and it is a fucking slog. Like just there's so much text. Like you don't actually like move your character for a while, and then once you do, you're stopped several times. Which there's some things like I can be real nitpicky along the beginning of that game, which is like
I didn't think it was that bad.
Dude, that whole thing, like getting the thing out of the chest, and it was just, hey, did you know you can press down and X to crouch to slide? It's like, yeah, I did know. Thanks. I get it. That was one of those. There's good tutorials and bad tutorials, and that one I did not love.
That's one I still need to play too.
But once it gets going and it's in its full Metroidvania thing, like that is just such a good. Sorry, Egavania. I forgot.
I even think like in that first ship, like it's wheels going.
After you get past the talkie bits, dude, go back and look at that. That whole like thing with Johannes telling you all this.
I know it's not great, but it's not. I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, of course it's not the worst, but it was definitely like after 4 years of waiting on this game to come out, and you're ready to play, and you're like, okay, it was kind of stunted. I think the big thing for me looking back over the last 6 months is like there's a lot, but there's not like a clear. It's kind of like last year. Like remember 2017 was one where we were kind of like, oh shit, like this is a game like this. I mean, we all just gave pretty different answers across the board. I think. I mean, we kind of each agree and whatever, but like there's not like a clear like, oh shit, this is the game of the year. At least not yet.
Because most stuff happens in the fall.
Yeah. There's some stuff. I mean, Resident Evil is probably for me the big one I still want to get back to. That I haven't really yet. Cadence of Hyrule, I'll probably toy around with, although I don't know that that's going to be.
Like I'm like halfway through that game, I think. I mean, I like it, but
yeah,
what it's going up against it's challenging. It's challenging for it.
Yeah. We won't go too far into this, but looking forward, stuff that I think is gonna, stuff that we'll hopefully be talking about, down the line. Control seems to be like a pretty good contender for some.
I'm excited for that.
Some good stuff. I think, like you said, Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Yeah.
Shenmue 3.
Yeah, well, Blair Witch I don't know about yet, but I'm certainly interested. I don't know if that's going to be
I mean, it had a decent trailer. It's enough to peak some heads.
But Astral Chain I think is probably going to be something.
I forgot that was coming.
Yeah. Link's Awakening we've got.
That's definitely going to be on there.
Coming up.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's Mansion 3. Gunvolt Chronicles. What up? That medieval remake. I don't know. I'm not going to read a whole list of everything coming out. But, there's some video games. Doom Eternal. I think I would be surprised if Doom Eternal did not end up on that list, along with Death Stranding.
I don't know what my expectations are for that game.
I actually forgot about Death Stranding for a
I
second.
thought that was one of the ones you were talking about when he said he couldn't think of one with Death Stranding.
Yeah,
that's the first one
I don't know what to expect with the new Strand genre, so
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I think I like the Wolfenstein game better than I did Doom. Cause
you liked 2 better than Doom?
I like Wolfenstein 2 better than Doom. I'm sorry, but you're just going room to room for combat. Oh, no. Imagine that system. Like, I think Wolfenstein, as far as gameplay, is on the same level as Doom, but it had a narrative that was awesome, that threaded all the way through.
Ooh, I don't know.
Remember, we all dropped off of Doom for a couple months because it kind of got repetitive, and the multiplayer sucked in Doom.
It's true. Did I drop off of Doom?
I'm pretty sure you did. Because I think that was my argument against it when winning game of the year. Not to say that's a bad thing, but it didn't grab your attention all the way through the end of that game.
There was a lull in the middle of that for sure, but I had a bigger lull with Wolfenstein 2.
I'm not debating it's a bad or good game, and I don't want to stall us or anything, but that's why I'm more excited for Wolfenstein right now, even if it is like this 10-hour. I want to get like this little short campaign.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm very excited for Wolfenstein. I don't know about over Doom or not, but the thing with Doom Eternal is I'm worried. Like, how do you do that twice? Because Doom 2016 had such a good. Oh shit, they did it. Factor where this is more like. If it's just shot. More the same, you know what I mean? Like it I don't know how it's gonna. I don't know. I can't fucking wait. Anyway, speaking of things coming this year, let's get into a little bit of news. We talked last week that maybe this was happening, and now we know Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD will be out on Nintendo Switch October 29th, along with PS4 and PC. I think. I don't know. I'm grabbing this from Nintendo's Twitter.
PS4 I know.
Yeah, I can't remember what else. More on Nintendo in a minute, but Enhanced Games announced that Tetris Effect coming to the personal computer with VR support this Tuesday, July 23rd. Happy birthday, Akko. Via Epic Game Store. No word on whether or not that's timed, which I assume most of them are timed with Epic, but don't know one way or the other.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's coming though, because like VR is a little bit better on some of the systems.
Yeah.
Where you can sync 2K.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Money, that is, $2,000 into a system and a headset.
Speaking of syncing $2,000, you can certainly spend a lot of money putting together all the different color combinations of Joy-Con. And Nintendo Switch announced 2 new sets, blue and neon yellow with purple and neon orange. Both available October 4th for $79.99. I am getting that purple and orange set, boy.
So what's the blue and neon yellow? Because I instantly saw the purple and orange and thought, all right, Waluigi and Wario.
Wouldn't Mario be more yellow?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're
necessarily. Had yellow, so maybe you can't.
Yeah. I don't know that they're calling into one or the other.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's like as soon as I saw the purple and orange, I was like, oh, I get it. Wah and wah set.
I just saw Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's
Also,
the weird thing about this to me is the yellow is already out, right? Like that was the yellow that I got with the ARMS set.
It is a bright ass neon yellow though.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more pale.
No, that's what the box looked like. Like that neon yellow, I believe, is the same neon.
The
yellow.
photos,
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, photos of Joy-Cons from Nintendo never capture how eye-piercing they really are.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that's the exact same yellow, and that blue, I believe you could have bought somewhere else too.
Reminds me of that darker shade of red with the Mario.
Yeah, it does, but I feel like
there is a Dragon Quest version.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
Special edition that is that blue, but it has slime designs on it.
Yeah. I just feel like I had seen that before. The purple and orange never. But
you might have saw a Hori one.
I feel like
I don't know.
I don't think there's been like a blue like that.
I feel like maybe not
because what the sets were the yellow, the Splatoon, the pink and green. You had the Mario Dark Reds. Like, I can't remember like really any other colors besides these ones coming. Then the arms, Mario. Does Smash have any Joy-Cons?
It's just gray with a dumb silver.
What were the Pokemon ones? Were they like gold? They were like, weren't they like orange too?
that was like piss and shit colors. It was like yellow,
like
brown.
Yeah. They weren't blue. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yes, you're correct.
I don't know.
But purple and orange, that's the closest I'm going to get to Atomic Purple for now. And the orange, I feel like, represents my GameCube controller. So.
There you go. Yeah.
Do I get like a quarter of a point for my Switch prediction at E3?
What was the Switch one at E3?
Switch Advance launches alongside Switch, but it comes with an exclusive Atomic Purple edition.
You can take that fucking Tony Hawk point if you want. That's fine.
Wait to the yearly ones. I might need that at the rate I'm going.
I haven't looked. Well, yeah.
I just know one. I know it was a huge swing and miss. It was the most fucking bold ass prediction.
Was it the Resident Evil one?
No.
Or that was last year.
No, it was the conference one.
Oh, right. Yeah. It was you had good intent in your heart there. So in a better time of the year, when life is better and the weather is far better, as we approach the best day of the year, Halloween, we can get ready to count down Luigi's Mansion 3 releasing on Nintendo Switch. You're welcome for that convoluted ass way of saying Luigi's Mansion 3 got a release date of Halloween this year. Get it?
It's appropriate.
While it's hot. I kind of wanted it a few weeks earlier. Like, I like a good spooky thing leading into Halloween. As we get after that, you know what I mean?
You can borrow my GameCube if you want. Just play
That's a
it.
good call.
Play the first
one. Last week we did talk about the Nintendo Switch Lite, and we talked. Did we talk about that FCC filing thing, the System of a Chip change request?
I think so.
All right.
If I
Well,
remember correctly.
it's real, and now there's a new Switch model coming in August. Was this confirmed for America? Because I was just reading it in Japan.
I thought it was for everywhere.
I think so, too.
Because Europe's getting it.
Okay. I think it's here too. It'll be the same price. It'll replace what's currently on the shelves. The box will look different. So if you're listening to this and it's mid-August, late August or whatever, and you're like, which Switch is the one for me? I want the new one. I don't want to waste money. It's more of an all-red box rather than a non-red box. Longer battery life, like significantly. Because when we saw the Switch Lite last week, it was like, that might be a reason to get one of those. Longer battery life, but I don't know. This thing, way longer.
About a third longer on this. Depending on what you're playing. Depending on what you're playing.
Fine print.
For example, if you played Breath of the Wild,
It will not be a 9-hour battery life.
But up to 9 hours compared to the up to 6.5 or something like that.
So Tetris 99, you could probably play for 9 hours.
Internet connection. I don't know about that.
Internet in your house, undocked. You could probably play for 9 hours.
Also, a little update. Last week we talked a little bit about like the confusion of can you move things freely between multiple switches, and that's a thing already. That one update that happened a little while ago where you could transfer saves from multiple switches even without having Nintendo Switch Online also added the ability to basically do on PS4 what you can do where you have a primary switch and then all secondary switches can play as long as they check in every so many hours to verify that you're on that switch. You can only, it's a little bit different. Like if you signed into my Switch, Mark, I could not play a game that you purchased. I could join you in playing, but your account has to be the one to launch that thing. But what it means is for someone with Nintendo Switch Lite, you could probably buy one, have all your games on both, still launch the games you want to launch, and bring cloud saves back and forth. I think it'd be cool if you could make, 2 of them primary, but that'd be a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah. Like, see, because like part of me is like, oh, it'd be cool. This would be a good time for me to replace my Joy-Cons and just just upgrade my Switch while I'm at it. So I'm hoping there's like a trade-in special or something for GameStop, like, because usually they like to do that upgrade stuff. So we go, all right, I can get the red and blue Joy-Cons, and then I'll get those purple and orange ones. I'll have my Ninja Turtle set. Yeah. But at the same time, I should just wait till next year.
Yeah, the pros are coming.
Yeah.
Just hold out.
Pros coming. On the opposite end of that, though, if you're someone that does not have a Switch, I will keep an eye on your local Targets, Best Buys, your retailers, because they're probably going to try to get rid of that old stock. Yeah. You might see a little, maybe $50, maybe even more off. Yeah. So that's exciting for those that don't have a Switch.
Yeah, and if you're not worried about the increased battery life, and there might be marginal improvements to performance, but you're not going to see any sort of like across the board like, yo, this shit runs at 4K 60.
Mortal Kombat 11 is still going to be blurry.
Yeah.
So is Wolfenstein and Doom. But yeah, I mean, battery life was always fine for me, but I guess it depends on the person.
Same. I mean, I play docked more than half the time.
That's how I usually.
I really just need better Joy-Cons, so I'll just hold out.
2 more, or 1 more Nintendo story that's not on the fun side of things. So, it happened before and it's happened again. Nintendo deleted a level by Super Mario Maker 2 player and streamer Grand Pooh Bear without really saying why, other than stating the level had inappropriate and or harmful content. Really weird. This happened to him the first time around, and now it's happening again. It doesn't seem to make
like I watched
sense.
it. There was nothing bad about it. I mean, one of my favorite things was like people bringing that out, and then like the irony of Nintendo with that. It was like, oh, like they have things that like if you made anything like phallic shaped or something, they might censor to remove it. But then there's like a level in Mario Odyssey where it basically just looks like a penis with like 2 S switches on it. It's like, all right.
Yeah, there's I don't know. There's a lot here. So he seems to, he doesn't know why, which is the big thing. And there was a thought that because he has Pooh in his name and Pooh in the title of one of the levels, that maybe, I mean, despite the fact there's a character in Earthbound called Pooh, but he talked to a Nintendo rep who said, no, there's nothing wrong with your name. You're fine.
Interesting.
So it's not that. There is some thought. There's a Vice article by Patrick Klepek who points out that a lot of what Grand Pooh Bear does is stream Kaizo Mario and hacked Mario ROMs, of particularly Super Mario World. He's one of the guys every year at GDQ, or every 6 months at GDQ, that's doing like the crazy nightmare runs. There's Grand Pooh World and Grand Pooh World 2, where someone has done these big, intense hacks, in his name, that he streams all the time, which are wild and crazy to watch if you haven't seen them. Those are fucking, that's a good,
check them out.
Oh my God, that's a good hour of your time. Just like, huh, what? You can do what?
Bring back Bonesaw.
Oh man,
I'm boycotting.
I wish.
I didn't watch any SG.
Oh man,
DQ.
There's some good stuff this year.
I usually wait for like the best of some channel that it pops up in my recommended kind of around this time.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for something like that.
No, that was good stuff. But yeah, there's the idea that maybe they're targeting him because of that. I don't know. There's no real reason.
It's strange.
I mean, Nintendo's always been a little bit backwards with all that streaming stuff.
But but why? Like, what's the point? Like, this is someone who's like playing the game. I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
it's just a weird thing.
When you think of all this stuff going back a couple years ago, I mean, think of like all the YouTube stuff. That's kind of still ongoing. Remember Smash at Evo? Like, it almost didn't happen because Nintendo was so ass backwards about their game being streamed. So, like, I'm not shocked. It's unfortunate, but I'm not shocked that this is happening.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked if, like, 2 months from now we hear about something else.
Yeah. I don't know. I just remember it was happening the first time around, and now again, just no reason, or I don't know. Final Switch story, sort of. DC Universe Online, I talked about it earlier. I've been having a lot of fun with that video game, and if you're a Nintendo Switch owner, August 6th is when you'll be able to play for free. I'll probably dick around with it on there. Don't know if I'll do anything, because like I said, you can't... Oh, wow. You can't even link your existing account. I'm reading a little FAQ, and you sign in using your Nintendo account. So... it does say we look forward to exploring crossplay options in the future, so maybe. But and then I'm gonna do a quick sweep in a second just to see if there's anything wild that we've missed in the last few days. But
I got one thing.
Yeah,
you go first.
I'll let you do your one thing while I do a sweep. But the final news story I've got right here is that Tim Willits announced via Twitter that after 24 years. He's leaving id Software after QuakeCon. He's currently
you mean DoomCon?
DoomCon, sorry. Yeah, that's why he's leaving. They're
he's
like,
had enough
out
of
of
it.
here.
He did his greatest feat. He made Quake 2 RTX, which
Done.
I can't wait to see myself.
I don't know if id had anything directly to do with that RTX thing.
I don't know. Whatever. It was a joke.
I know, but
It's a piss poor attempt at a joke. It's all right.
Well, sorry for shitting on it.
It's all right. Whatever. Let's fucking leave. Don't worry about my news story anymore. I'm fucking worthless.
Matt, come back.
No.
All right. But yeah, he's been there for a while. He's been there since he's been there since before the Carmack and Romero split.
Is he just retiring? Is that what it is?
Didn't say. Just say he's leaving.
Oh.
Maybe.
Someone in the Twitter comments did point out that it's been 10 years since the ZeniMax purchase, so it could have been like, yo, you stick around for a decade, here's some money. But
he's going to join Jack Tretton in any affairs that are going on.
There you go.
Smell a new belt.
Oh boy. But yeah, so there's that. I'm curious to see what happens with id in the future.
As of this morning,
yes,
I don't know exactly when it happened, but I got a little check-in, and it was confirmed via Reddit. This year's Dota 2, the International Championship, there will be a prize pool of over $30 million for the first time.
Holy shit.
Last year, I think it was around like 26 something.
Yeah.
Wow.
This year, it is over 30. And we still got time before the tournament actually starts and you start locking those prize pools.
Damn.
So what you're saying is we gotta start practicing.
Dude, I'm not kidding, man. That's where the money's at, TI, man. Even if you finish like 8th or something, you still, or not even 8th, like 18th or whatever, you still get a decent chunk of change.
That's a goal I can
Not a
aim
year's
for.
salary, but you probably get half that year's salary.
Speaking of Dota,
Uh-oh.
I would like to point out for the record that during our segment where we talked about our favorite games this year so far and games we potentially believe in for Game of the Year candidates, nowhere did Matt mention Dota Underlords.
It's in beta, that's why.
Call the cops.
Wait till they announce it's real and playable for realsies at TI. Then we'll talk.
Is PT a beta?
PT is a lost hope.
I mean now, but what if
PT is a dream. Oh, did you? I think I saw it. I don't know if it was on IGN. I don't know, or if I just saw it scrolling through Twitter. Did you all see someone did like a makeshift Final Fantasy VII remake boss fight on Dreams? Like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
Dude,
you
it
could
looked,
switch between the characters and everything.
it looked good.
Like
That's cool.
Like it was like Final Fantasy remake version in Dreams.
That's cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn.
It's pretty impressive.
They should just release that as an engine at this point.
I got nothing. I mean, like, there's so much Comic-Con stuff, but it's all fucking movies
all-
and TV.
yeah.
There's a couple game things.
There's a trailer for the Witcher series, if you care.
I watched that. It seems
Someone
fine.
confirmed there's a tub in
Huh?
The Witcher TV series. You know that famous shot of
Yeah. Gary?
Gary.
yeah,
it's
Geralt.
pronounced
That's
Gary.
what it is. Geralt. Gary. Yeah, there's that. I don't know. Maybe I just want to play. I just want to be a part of the conversation, guys. I just want to play something that's not Dota or Dota Underlords. But
You're
it's so
allowed to
hard.
do that.
It's so hard.
It's not.
It really is.
Mark and I do it every fucking week. It's not
Do it
hard.
for 30 days, you get a coin at the end.
I did not put a piece of my paycheck into it these last 2 weeks. However, if you buy so many of these chests,
No.
you get 70 battle points.
No.
As Matt says while scratching his neck. Ever since
All right,
So-
the good news is
So
next week.
Friday, I'm gonna buy some chests.
No,
get some new
no,
Arcanas.
you're not. You got Youngblood to play. So next
Girl,
week.
I have it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You'll be playing that, not playing bullshit. So we'll talk about Youngblood next week, and then I will have started Fire Emblem Three Houses. I got that preloaded already. Curious about that. I went back and watched the Treehouse stuff from E3, and I'm a little more excited and also a little more overwhelmed, but we'll see how that goes. Really?
Well, I mean, you see that stuff in the middle of it. Hopefully, they kind of,
Yeah,
kind of weed you into it a little bit.
I hope. It
Guide you.
seemed intense. But yeah, you guys got any big plans for the week? Play-wise? Thing-wise?
I
Anything-wise?
think we're going to finally give Ultimate Alliance 3 a shot. I know
You
it's
bought
not
it?
like... Yeah.
Oh.
I know it's not anything like... It's not going to be like super outstanding, but I think compared to what I've played before, I think it's going to be It's gonna be enjoyable,
It
nonetheless.
looks better than another Avengers game I know of, so you got that going for you.
Did you watch that footage?
I did.
Oh, there was more footage?
Leaked from Comic-Con.
Yeah. Half
What-
it's on YouTube, the other half's on Reddit.
Reactions to that? I didn't not watch it.
From what I'm seeing, this is the take I get from
Did
it.
they change course a little bit in how they're advertising it?
I feel like I don't know why this is always behind closed doors. They should have shown us at E3. I think everyone would have felt a little better about it.
It's to get people talking about it, but
I guess maybe this is all intentional. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, you're just switching between each character, and the game kind of changes depending on that character. It has that AAA budget to it, you know,
Yeah.
but it just has like, I mean, it has like that AAA generic like game feel in a way, but just with an Avengers skin slapped on it. But I think more so what stands out is I actually like how the combat kind of looks,
all right.
because I think they got the designer from God of War
Yeah.
to help with that, and you can see it when you're playing as Thor. I think the world's kind of bland.
Yeah, but
That's the only thing that really whatever. Black Widow's part was kind of neat, I guess, that boss fight. But
Is my prediction for 2020 still looking like it's going to come true?
what was that again?
That game gets delayed to 2021.
I think they're
I don't
entering
know.
into that game as a service thing, though. So I think that'll be more
Yeah.
of like, here it is, and then a year later, here's some more, or 6 months. You know what I mean? Like I think they could still hit their launch. I don't know.
Like the Iron Man part felt a little didn't look that great at first, but then, I don't know. Like it's
well,
not.
EA's still trying to figure out the Iron Man part of it, so they're not the only
I will
ones.
say, it doesn't hold up to Spider-Man. I think
that game is fucking good.
I think Avengers is going to be just all right. I think it's going to be just like a solid 7
Yeah.
and nothing more.
Time will tell. Well, I'm curious to hear about Ultimate Alliance next week for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the one bit of movie news.
Mm.
My favorite franchise in the world is getting not one but 2 sequels. Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Ooh.
Can't wait.
all
2020,
over, huh?
2021.
It's close. It's real close. Well, if we're doing that, then I'm going to say I'm very excited about Doom Patrol Season 2.
There you go. Sorry, we can plug it. I'm lying.
Yeah,
Sorry. We can plug some other
I'm
things.
excited as hell. I don't know what else got announced.
Maybe read a comic or 2 this week for the first time. Who knows?
Yeah, dude.
Who knows? I don't know.
I've been reading a lot. I've been getting caught up on a lot of the Rebirth stuff that I missed. Finally reading Nightwing.
I got the entire classic Turtle cartoon collection as a present.
Oh, that's rad.
Nice.
So
That
that's all.
box set or
It's not the one that comes in the van.
yeah, I remember
It's
that
still
one.
the same collection. It's
Yeah.
just in this thing, and it loves Lion. It's from Lionsgate for some reason, and it loves to slap on there that Fred Wolf produced a shit out of this show.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's already
yeah.
in the credits, but it's on the box everywhere.
In case you forgot.
Fred
Yeah.
Wolf.
you never play Metal Gear Solid 5. Every mission.
Yeah. The difference here is
Executive
that
producer Hideo Kojima.
the difference is that Kojima has a nice
Directed by Hideo
Uh,
Kojima. Script by Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. No, but yeah, Fred Wolf is responsible for the turtles that everyone recognizes.
Well, I'm glad it's an actual set and not someone handing you a DVD with a label handwritten Turtles cartoons.
Brought to you by Fred Wolf.
Yeah, it's a big ass case. You open
Turtles
it up
cartoons with a
and
Z.
just discs front to back. It's
I almost bought that van a few years back.
I mean, it's still my Amazon wish list.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it just as a collector's thing.
Yeah. That's cool. Cool. We'll be back next week with more podcasts for you. Till then, play some video games and listen to Metallica. See you next week. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Oh, we should Twitters. Jesus. Free Cheese is at Some Free Cheese. Mark is at All_Mental. Matt is at Matty Ice 131, and I am at The Free Cheese. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener, for listening. We'll see you in a week.